Hello, everyone, and happy Wednesday. As you can see, we still have a lot of snow and icicles and sludge and slush and whatever you call it out there on the streets. I got to work today, which meant an extra shoveling of the driveway. I got my daughter out yesterday. We shoveled and shoveled and what do we do? Okay, yesterday we spent hours, both of us, the layers of ice, thick layers of ice on her car, and I have my own car. And then just the snow on the side of her car was up to her window. That's how high it was. So that plus all the snow in the street that the plows have shoved back into everyone's driveways, creating a huge mountain block of snow, fortress of snow, like a wall. And what happened was, okay, so we tried to tackle it yesterday. I helped her on her side. I de-thawed my car and I helped her on her side of the driveway. And she was able to get out and go to the store. And teenagers have to get out. I understand that. I remember those days. Now I do everything just to stay home. But at her age, you really want to get out and have your own time and space and listen to music and yada yada. So I helped her get out. And then I worked a little bit on my side, but it was like way too much because we're talking 3 times the snow you would normally have, plus the huge drift that the snowplows left behind. And by the way, we had shoveled her out. She walked inside because we took turns. She walked inside the house, and right behind, as she was closing the door, was a snowplow putting it all back, shoving it all back in the driveway again. So we went out and worked on that. Today I had to go to work. My car was not happy getting up and down the driveway, and I got stuck and I had to shovel myself out of the driveway. Was able to get to work. The highways are still really bad. And then I got home. Somehow I got home. I took the back roads home. I'm going to take the back roads to work again tonight because I work double and then on the way home. But the highways were okay until you get to an off ramp, and then it was pure hell. That's where I slid. And I remembered people saying, don't use your brakes. And my brakes lock up. So it's really important that I don't hit my brakes when it's icy. Anyway, going off a curved off ramp from the highway. So you're going high speeds. And oh my God, that scared the hell out of me. It really did. I was terrified. But I got to work. Very low number of people showed up to the theater. And so it's kind of a boring shift. And then I worked tonight. So yeah, crazy days. The snow is quite the event here in the Midwest. But the sunlight is pretty today, and it's helping to melt a lot of it. Where it's already been paved, it's making everything drivable again. And yeah, I got back home and up the driveway. I was so worried. I was so worried my car was going to get stuck at the bottom of the driveway. Anyway, I wanted to talk about the events. Never really talked about Jan 6 this week, where again, I had that reading where it said that Kamala would be heartbroken, but she would do her job. And it also said that there would be, not all the votes would be in there. And nobody, as far as I heard, nobody stood up and said the state of blah, blah, blah has not certified all the votes because blah, blah, blah. They didn't say that. However, there are a certain number that have still not been submitted. So I feel validated in that. Not that I have to be, but yeah, I pretty much saw that she would do her job, and Frump would be, the votes would be certified. Now, here's the thing. What I didn't see in my remote view and the cards was Mike Johnson with that smug little 13-year-old Richie Rich grin on his face. And I mean, who cares? But my God, it's that type of shallow callousness, smugness. It's just like, ew, ew. The kind of person you would never want to hang out with. You don't admire. You don't know how they get in a position of power. And they just make you feel icky when you look at them. And Mike Johnson makes me feel icky, almost as bad as Frump. And I can't even look or hear Frump anymore. So, but she did it. She did what she was supposed to do. And all the other Democrats, now I thought one Democrat would at least say, I will certify per the Constitution. However, I have an objection, just a personal opinion about this. And I don't feel, per the 14th Amendment, I don't feel that 45 should have been on the ballot. And I don't think that he should maintain the position of president again. I don't feel our country is safe, and he's already said he's not going to follow the Constitution. So why should I be here following the Constitution when he won't? But, I did, when I looked back on it later that day, and as I wrote on my community board, I really got the feeling of we have to do this because if we don't, there's going to be a catastrophe. And it made me think of, again, like I said, when someone's in an abusive relationship and they're planning on leaving and they can't show any sign that they're going to leave, or they could get killed for entertainment purpose only, or attacked. Their plans could be messed up, phone hacked, bank account drained, car tire slashed, you name it. That's the feeling I got. So even though I was really, like everyone else, I was really heartbroken. Kind of that same feeling of November 5th, November 6th, 9/11, um, January 6th from 2021. It's that same horrible feeling of, oh my God, I can't believe this, and the horrible attack, emotional attack. And so, but yeah, the Democrats, I was disappointed, but then I see it now. I see what they're doing. I do still feel there's a plan, and it's dangerous. It's dangerous for them to talk about it and have any hint. Now, us psychics come on here, you intuitives, tarot readers, I don't know quite what I am, I'm like all of it and none of it. But, um, we have our opinions. I do think someone listens to us. I do. But the thing is, and my voice is really raspy today, we're just speaking to the wind, right? Speaking about invisible forces, our spirit team, angels. And so, no one can take what we say solidly. We can talk about this, but, it's not a huge thing. They can't. They're in the high position of government, very high profile, and they can't show any sign that they're working behind the scenes on things. And here's what I got. Other countries know about, like, look at Poland and look at, isn't it Venezuela, and other countries, France, Germany just had an issue. India is having an issue. They all know, even the UK, they all know, Canada, they all know about Leon, Lusk, and Larlink, and Frump, and the election shenanigans for entertainment purposes only. They all know. They all know. So you think we don't know? You think that all the Democrats that we saw on January 6th, they don't have any idea about? They do. They know. They're not stupid. They may have been compliant, but they're not stupid. Yes, they wanted to follow example and say, we don't have insurrections. But I really think it's more than that. I really felt the smiles were fake and pasted and were an act. And so I'm holding to that. A lot of people get mad, and they get mad at the readers here on YouTube, and they say, I'm done with you. You guys don't know what's wrong with you. And even the readers are coming on and saying things like, why did you let me down, God? Because you told me this and blah, blah, blah. And I feel so let down and I feel betrayed. No, because it's not over yet. Now, again, are we on the track for 45 to be inaugurated? Which I still don't see, but somehow, he has this fake inauguration at Mar-a-Lago, which will not stick. Yeah, we're on the track for that. We're on the track for that. But that doesn't mean that it's all that we're going to stay on that track. I really think there's a direct derailment down the line, and it has to be really quiet and well planned out, because they're on us like, they're on us like ants on a log, or termites on a rotten log. They know, they any hint, and there's going to be trouble with them. They're abusers. They're the narcissists. We're the empaths. I know they don't like to hear that, and I know a lot of MAGA people and Republicans think that they're sent straight from God. The rest of us were like, ashes to ashes, dust to dust. We came from the earth. I swear, Republicans right now think that they're sent straight from God's ass. Pardon the expression. Holier than thou. No, we're whatever. I don't know what point I was trying to make in that, but we know we're just trying to toe the line. And I still believe there's a grand plan. I believe there's a divine plan. And at the end of the day, no matter what happens, we are protected. And I expect these intergalactic orbs, which I believe in because I've seen them, as I've talked about, I've seen them. I totally believe that the more pressure, the more terrorism that Trump puts on us, he gets in office, right? He gets in office, it ain't over. he's he's going to be like Ebenezer Scrooge and wake up and have experiences. Um, it ain't over. There's forces beyond this earth that are going to make sure that he is not going to succeed in a lot of his stupid things. Like, okay, look at Greenland and the whole thing with Panama. Well, that's has Putin written all over it. In fact, I've said for years now that the reason why Sarah Palin was put into place, but failed, luckily, but it was from Putin. And remember, she had that tie with Russia, and she was the first MAGA person. This is just a continuation of Putin trying to take over the world, like Doctor Evil from Austin Powers. So it's not going to work. It's not going to work. But like I said, every time you see something where Trump is supposedly winning, like he's trying to delay all his cases, papers, the Jack Smith files, and all that stuff, pray. Because the universe, I'm telling you, that works. Um, can't always work because there's a divine plan, but I'm telling you, every time you hear where 40, you think 45 is going to get one over on us, pray. Stop and pray, just like we've done for Ukraine. Stop and pray. Um, so let's talk about that. I want to talk about Merrick Garland. So today, well, yesterday, Eileen Candace said, I'm going to stop. She's the Charles Manson cult girl, and she was put in place by somebody. I've always felt Merrick Garland. Oh, he can't do that. Yes, he can, and he did for entertainment purposes only, to stop and delay the whole thing. Um, she said yesterday that I'm going to block Jack Smith from submitting these files to the American public. And it's like, great, here we go again. And then I thought, well, this is where we really see who Merrick Garland is, because if Merrick Garland is with democracy, he will allow the Jack Smith files to come out. If he does not, he's not for us. He's, as I've always suspected, with the Federalist Society. So this morning, he did his tricky little Bill Barr thing, and he said, oh, well, we can, okay, I demanded that Eileen Cannon, we're going to release volume 1. But, oh, by the way, volume 2, nah, you guys can't see that, and it's all going to be redacted. You guys, how many times do we play the fool? How many times are we going to let Lucy take the football away from us right when we're going to kick? Come on. We're not stupid. I knew it. I knew it yesterday. I knew Merrick Garland was going to do this. He's Bill Barr. This is Bill Barr part 2. This is the Mueller report part 2. They think we're stupid. Okay. I know what he's doing. He's trying to play the hero so he doesn't look like the bad guy, because it would have made him look like the bad guy if he didn't step in and do anything. So he stepped in and did something, but he did the thing where we would never see the report, the important details. And like somebody said, well, what do we need a report for? We've already saw the boxes of stolen documents in his bathroom at Mar-a-Lago. Right. We pretty much already have what we need. And it would never convince MAGA people. Never. They're never. It doesn't matter. You could have a document and it says in big, bold letters that say, Donald Trump stole these documents and knew, and he admitted, blah, blah, and here's the blah, blah, blah. Because they're in a cult. They're in it to win it. They think that they're holier than thou, as I said. Think they came from God's ass. And the rest of us are nothing. They have to have power, and when they don't have power, they cry, you guys are mean, Democrats are mean. And then as soon as the Democrat is nice to them, then they get one over on us, so they're never gonna learn. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. But my point being, Merrick Garland just played a Bill Barr on us, and it's the Mueller report part 2. Here's the thing. Okay, so you know how January 6th, here's an example of Republicans, the MAGA, all that. you guys must play by the rules. And Democrats, yes, we must play by the rules, and we must certify the electoral votes and not have any. And like I said, there's a plan behind it, but we must not act like Republicans. We must do everything by the rules. And so then they do, and Kamala's really good, does her job. And then you see that in like Tennessee, the MAGA Republicans are blocking a Democrat who won in November and twice did a recount, which we didn't get. We didn't get a recount. They did a recount twice, and even though it showed each time she won, they're still blocking her from being certified. So, see, we play by the rules, they don't. They call us cheaters, we don't. And then they blatantly cheat and they get by with it. Merrick Garland, he's getting by with it. How many times are we going to, I had someone say to me once when I was in a bad, situation, and they said, fool me once, shame on them. Fool me twice, and 3 times, shame on you. Shame on us if we keep believing Merrick Garland. I'm sorry. I know people want to believe he's a good guy. I keep seeing him with a rat face, and I've always seen he's the rat in the DOJ. He's with the Federalist Society. He wants his yacht. He wants his kids to go to Harvard. He wants his nice car. He wants his house in Martha's Vineyard. He doesn't care about us. He's in the Federalist Society. He's not working for us. We need to accept that. Now, if he releases the volume 2 unredacted, okay, I'll take back everything I said. But that's not going to happen. So moving on. So that slight win, where volume 1 comes out, but now let's just all admit Merrick Garland is not working for democracy. Okay, let's just admit that. The second thing, Mershon. Now Trump went to the Supreme Court and said, "Oh, will you please block Mershon from sentencing me on January 10th? Please, please, please." So it's up to them. That's when I pray, and we all need to pray. Pray that the Supreme Court does their job, holds to the justice of the law, holds Trump accountable. People spent weeks of their life, well, maybe it's a week, I don't know, 2 weeks. The jury listened to evidence, hard, cold evidence, and Trump is taking that away from them. All that work they did. They received death threats. Judge Mershon's daughter received death threats. Michael Cohen, Stormy Daniels, death threats. She had to hide her daughter, I believe, death threats. And we're just going to say, oh, well, I guess we won't sentence him. That's mobster. That's mobster, 1930s. So just pray. Pray that Mershon's doing the right thing. He's doing the right thing. He may get in trouble for it by Trump's people, yes, but he's doing the right thing. Now, let's pray the Supreme Court does the right thing and upholds the January 10th sentencing. Now, you say, well, why does he have to be sentenced? Because if we don't do it now, it may never happen. And, we already had all the evidence. The jury is, remember, 34 counts? Woo, 34 counts. Red, guilty, 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 guilty. You remember that night last year? But here's the thing. Here's that small spark of hope. And this is one reason why 45 does not want to be sentenced on January 10th, because he's inaugurated on January 20th, right? Well, a convicted felon cannot take the office of president. A sentenced convicted felon per, I believe, the 14th Amendment, which we don't seem to care about anyway, but there's that small spark of hope. Also, it's just truth and justice overall. We're only as good as what we allow. So we must hold firm to this. I believe it goes out into the universe, and the universe says, thank you. You held him accountable. Now we can move forward. Like in Willy Wonka, when he turns to Charlie and Charlie hands him the gobstopper and he says, one small, whatever, you know what he says, one brave, honest boy or something. And then he gives him the whole factory. The universe really rewards us for these things. So I hope John McCain and now Jimmy Carter, George Washington, our founding fathers, our founding federation, the Justice Federation, as they told me, helps influence the Supreme Court. Pray for that. Pray for that. I believe our prayers work. And yeah, that's, can I stand, could I sit here and say it's going to happen? I don't know. Let me pull some cards. Not to give anyone too much hope, because I don't like to give false hope, but let's pull some cards. God and angels, spirit guides. If my video dies, I'll post the result underneath. But let's see here. Yeah, Eileen Cannon, my God. Okay, let's see. Will my guides and angels, will the Supreme Court uphold the January 10th sentencing of Donald Trump? Yes or no? Show the Sun card or the Ace of Swords, the Judgment, or, you know, let's have a yes card. Will the Supreme Court, Strength, that's good, Strength. Will the Supreme Court uphold the January 10th sentencing? Nine of Cups, that's an offering. An offering. Keep going. Clarify that. Spirit, clarify that, please. Four of Pentacles. Oh, money. Money. He's offering them money behind the scenes. Maybe Leon is. Leon Lusk. What is the ultimate outcome? Will 45 be sentenced on January 10th for the hush money case? Please show me. What is the outcome for Trump on January 10th? Okay, this is why I say pray. Six of Pentacles in reverse, and this Two of Cups, which would be partnership. There's behind the scenes deals being made with the Supreme Court. So wouldn't that be like Clarence Thomas? And oh, it makes me sick. Well, so pray. We have to pray. There's, oh my God, thank you. Justice. Now, I'm not going to sit here and blow smoke up your ass, okay? There, you know, we know the Supreme Court, we're not stupid. We know they're probably going to, but there is justice, divine justice. And also that's, even if he doesn't get sentenced, he will face his justice from the divine. And I know people get sick of hearing that, but it's true. The dude doesn't look good. He does not look good. Yeah. So here's what I'm going to call on this. Right now, hey FBI, listen to my video. Right now, there's behind the scenes deals with money for entertainment purposes only to stop the sentencing on January 10th. So you hear it now. If they don't, if they allow the sentencing to be delayed, which it'll never happen if it's delayed, it's because there was behind the scenes deals with money. If it goes through, that's because we all came together. We prayed for justice, pray for John McCain to stand there at their ears, stand there at their bedside and tell them to do the right thing. I believe in prayer. So the ultimate outcome really is pray and manifest, and just know that at the end of the day, the divine is doing its work, and that's that. So we're not dealing with good people here, to be honest, with the Supreme Court overall. So, you know, what do we expect? But yes, pray, and it's going to be okay no matter what. It's going to be okay no matter what. Thanks for listening, you guys. Have a great day. I'm going to have to get ready to go back to work and drive. And this stuff, as you can see, lots of snow. And I don't want any more snow to show up for a couple weeks or more. I'm already sick of winter. It's pretty, but I'm sick of it. Anyway, thanks for listening. Have a great night. Take care. Bye.